Meet Mr. Rajeev Chandrashekhar, a resident of Koramangala, Bangalore, and Rajya Sabha MP from Karnataka. But mind you, he's not your average politician. Rajeev Chandrashekhar is a self-declared billionaire. Rajeev loves his cars and bikes. BMWs, Mercedes, Audi are the less expensive ones in his fleet. There are Lamborghinis, Ferraris and whatnot. Not just that, he owns a 9-seat private jet as well that costs around rupees 140 crores. But this self-proclaimed billionaire MP has declared just only 1% of his real wealth in the election affidavit for 2018 Rajya Sabha elections. This, by the way, as you all must be aware, is a gross violation of the rules. He's openly ridiculing the Indian electorate and hence worthy of disqualification from Rajya Sabha. Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar's real wealth is estimated to be around 7,500 crore rupees. But in his Rajya Sabha affidavit of 2018, he has declared his total assets of rupees 65 crore only. But it's not just this year that he has made this false affidavit. Rajeev has been submitting false affidavits in the Rajya Sabha elections for 3 times from 2006, 2012 to 2018. In 1994, Rajeev started BPL Mobile. He later sold a 64% stake in BPL Mobile to SR Group for 4,400 crore in 2005. There are controversies on how he got that 64% stake in BPL Telecom from his father-in-law, TPG Nambiar. He acquired a 51% stake in Kerala's Asianet in 2006 for around 150 crore and sold Asianet's general entertainment channels to Star TV for nearly rupees 1,400 crore. He has put in rupees 30 crore in Arnab Goswami's Republic TV. He now owns Asianet News, Suvarna TV, Radio Indigo, Kannada Prabha newspaper and so on. These are all businesses which he still owns. Still, he has declared his assets to be of the value of 65 crores and has not shown any of his vehicles except for a 1942 model two-wheeler worth 10,000 rupees. The mansion that he stays in is also not shown in the affidavit. He owns 6 plots of 9,600 square feet each in the posh neighborhood of Koramangala 3rd Block. 1.3 acres land in Koramangala 3rd Block costs easily 120 crores. But in his affidavit, he has shown only his garage. Silly, isn't it? Let's talk about some fishy business he has been up to. Jupiter Capital is the holding company of more than 50 companies, which Rajeev has invested in. He is the director of Jupiter Capital. However, Rajeev has not declared his holding in Jupiter Capital in election affidavits. Instead, he has declared only his shareholding of the 4 holding companies of Jupiter Capital. The ownership structure of Jupiter Capital is really weird. RC Stocks and Securities Private Limited has 44.02% stake in Jupiter Capital. Jupiter Global Infrastructure Private Limited has 20.38% stake. And Minsk Developers has 35.52% stake. The remaining 0.08% stake belongs to K. Venkatrame Gowda. Now let's look at the stakeholders of these 3 companies. 88.05% of RC Stocks and Securities Private Limited is owned by Mr. Rajeev himself. 11.91% is owned by Vectra Consultancy Services, and the remaining by K. Venkatrame Gowda. 50.89% of Jupiter Global Infrastructure Private Limited is again owned by Rajeev. 37.93% is owned by Vectra Consultancy Services again, and the remaining 11.38% by K. Venkatrame Gowda again. Minsk Developers Private Limited. 62.83% stake is owned by, yes, you guessed it right, Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar. 37.04% by Vectra Consultancy Services, and the remaining 0.13% K. Venkatrame Gowda. You can see a similar pattern in all the 3 holding companies. Now the Vectra Consultancy Services that keeps popping up in these companies, let's find out who owns that. Again, you guessed it correct. This company too, 99.97% stakes are owned by Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, and the remaining is owned by his wife and mother. The combined value of all these 4 companies is showed as around 6.5 crores, which in reality is approximately rupees 1,350 crores as per Jupiter Capital's own books. If we do the final math here, 97.53% of Jupiter Capital belongs to Rajeev Chandrasekhar. Jupiter Capital owns 50 companies. Oh wait, what are these? Oh my god, he has companies in tax havens too. Coral Charters Limited in British Virgin Islands. Hindustan Infrastructure Global Investment in Port Louis, Mauritius. Inc. East Rock International Private Limited in Port Louis, Mauritius. Riverside Participations Limited in Port Louis, Mauritius. G20 SA in Luxembourg. Niramaya Holding SA in Luxembourg. Niramaya International SA in Luxembourg. Apart from all these, Rajeev Chandrashekhar was earning rupees 28 crore as salary as chairman of Jupiter Capital every year. He earned around 84 crores in last 3 years. Now, even if we just consider the amount he earned as the salary, he would be a really bad businessman if his real worth is even less than what he earned as the salary. In reality, his real wealth amounts to rupees 7,500 crores, and what he has declared in the affidavit is just rupees 65 crores. All these facts stated are based on the documents available in public domain. The data shows that he has clearly hidden 99% of his wealth from the public knowledge. Rajeev thinks of himself to be very smart. Well, sure, he must be smart is how he has made all these billions, but people of India are smarter than him, who can't really be fooled.